Guys, my name's Thomas O'Regan and I just wanted to speak about how I employ the velocity of money to put a rocket behind my property portfolio growth. Okay, so personally, I've grown a property portfolio of 9 properties, and the way I've gotten there, it's taken me 3.5 years to get to that stage. And that's very quick for most people. I mean, there's plenty of people out there that have grown it way faster than me. Like, there's probably people out there that have grown 100 property portfolio in 2 years. Like, I wish I was them, but I'm not, and I'm happy with where I'm at. But my point is, you can invest in property as normal people do and not employ the power of velocity of money. And I just wanted to demonstrate for you guys today what that looks like, and then compare it with if you were to employ the velocity of money. Okay. So this is an example I just wanted to give you of a normal property journey, a property investing journey that, you know, the normal punter might take. And this is how it would start. They start with 100K of capital, say, and this is, guys, like, this is just for the purpose of the example. Okay, I'm just using this to demonstrate how the velocity of money works, and it can happen like this, it can happen quicker, and most of the time it's not this linear, but for the sake of this example, I just want to demonstrate it as such. But it is very realistic, these numbers that I'm going to go through. So person, average investor, not employing the velocity of money, what they're going to do is they're going to, they get $100 grand of capital, right? And they use that as a 20% deposit to buy a 500K home. And for all these examples here, we're going to use apples with apples. We're going to just use a 20% deposit the whole time. And we're going to assume in this example that the properties are growing by a 7% compounding rate per annum. Right. So punter buys his property, 500K, he puts in a 100K deposit, the loan is 400K, and he just holds that property for 10 years. Boom, 10 years. And what happens after 10 years? If it's growing at a 7% rate per annum, the property will be worth $1 million by the end of that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so he'll still have a 400 grand loan on it, assuming he paid interest only the whole time. So he'll have an equity position. His property will be worth $1 million. He'll have an equity position of 600K. All right. Now, I'm not gonna explain this. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about the velocity of money here. It's a little bit more complex, but I'm just gonna quickly run through the numbers to demonstrate how much better of a position you will be in if you are constantly reinvesting your capital. Okay, the velocity of money is taking the money you have and just recycling it around and using it over and over again. Use the same capital over and over and again to stimulate growth in your portfolio. Okay, so assuming everything's the same, all the properties in the property portfolio growing at a 7% rate per annum. You buy the first property, same as before, use a 100K deposit, buy a 500K property. You wait 2 years, the property's growing at 7% per annum. After 2 years, you have a 57K equity gain. And you pull out that equity and you use it to buy a $275,000 property. New asset base at the end of year two is 775K. All right, now I'm gonna start going a bit quick. Sorry if you can't keep up, but I'll explain it to you in the comments if you want more details. Okay, we wait till year 4. In year 4, the 775K property base has grown, and now we go for we use the 89K equity that we've grown in the portfolio to buy our third property, which is 440K. Right. Now the asset base is 1.215 million. It starts getting really quick here, guys. This is like the velocity of money and the power of compound growth combined to really just put a rocket behind the growth of your portfolio. Okay, so we talked about year 4. We're waiting another 2 years. Every 2 years, we're buying a new property, okay? Just using the growth, recycling the money we put in initially. Year 6, we've grown another 140K equity, and we buy a $700 deposit, $700 property. What am I saying? $700,000 property, 700K property with this with this deposit. And guys, just to clarify, we're using a 20% deposit on all of these property purchases. So we buy year 6, we buy a 700K property. The total asset base at year 6 is now worth 2.091 million. Okay, now this is where it really takes off. Year 8, the property portfolio, the asset base at 2.091 million, that has grown at a 7% rate per annum. After that next 2-year period, we have grown in equity $242,000 in 2 years, and this has taken us into year 8. With that 242 million, we can use it as a 20% deposit to buy a $1.2 million property. Okay, what does that mean? That means in year 8, at the end of year 8, we have almost a $3.6 million asset base. Right, what do we do now? Right, maybe we're a bit tired from buying so many properties. What a workout! But we haven't used any more money than we ever started with. We started with the same amount of money that we did in the punters version. They just bought one property. We've bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've bought 5 properties. So it's a little bit of extra work, but look, we quite literally didn't have to save an extra cent. Okay. Now we go from year 8 and we just take a break, and it's a $3.6 million portfolio asset base, I like to call it, and we just let it sit until year 10. And then that property, that asset base in year 10 would be worth 4.1 million, about 4.1 million. Like, look at the difference. Punter doesn't use the velocity of money over here. He's invested his 100K to buy one property, and now it's worth 1 mil. Alternatively, over here, we have bought 5 properties with the same amount of money, recycling the money over and over again, using the velocity of money to purchase more properties, put the money to work, and now we're at an asset base of 4.1 million. Guess what happens if we just wait 1 more year? The equity growth in that $4.1 million property portfolio will almost be, in year 11, 900K. So in year 11, we'll be at an equity position of 900K, all right? Opposed to if we were a punter and we just invested in one property, and we would be in an equity position of 650K. Like, guys, use your money and put it to work. Like, spend money to make money, and make your money work for you. And now I just want to, this is a bonus, I just want to sort of explain to you, say if we were to wait from year 10, right? From year 10 on punter's portfolio, here's the crazy stuff. This is a bonus, okay? So if we wait from that initial purchase, we wait 20 years. Instead of waiting 10 years, we wait 20 years. That property portfolio, for the punter, he just bought one property. The entire portfolio is going to be worth about $2 million after 20 years. But look what happens over here for this guy. This guy that's employing the velocity of money. In year 10, his portfolio is worth $4.1 million. What do you think it's going to be worth in 20 years? It's going to be worth $8.2 million, right? So that's like a 4x. There's like a 4x difference here. And honestly, this example with the velocity of money, you can just keep going. Like, you can just keep redeploying the capital into more investment properties, and the compounding rate that you will grow will be exponential. So it's a no-brainer, guys. Put your money to work. I help people invest in properties, strategize to grow wealth through property. If you're interested in that sort of thing, just reach out. Cheers, guys. Bye.